It's the Kyle Hyman Show on Redeemer Radio.
This is Kyle Hyman, and joining us to talk about something being offered from Our Sunday Visitor, the teachingcatholickids.com and the Takeout magazine/newsletter is Lindsey Riesen. Thanks for being here, Lindsey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I know you've been working on this project here, this teachingcatholickids.com, which some people might say either, I have my kids in Catholic school, or we send them to CCD on Sundays. This isn't really something that we do at home, or maybe my kids are too young to really get too deep into theology, and so I don't really have to worry about this until they're older. How would you respond to that?
Well, I think that's a mistake to think that way. The Catechism tells us that we should be teaching our kids from their earliest years in the home. And the purpose of teachingcatholickids.com is really to foster a domestic church. So we want people to be communicating with their kids and talking about the faith. They don't have to go into deep detail about anything, but just keeping those lines of communication open so that kids do hear those words, they hear those themes, and they just start to incorporate them in their lives naturally.
What do you think might be some of the obstacles that families run into when trying to teach the kids about the faith?
I think one of the main things parents might struggle with is just not having the words. They might know a little bit about what their kids are asking or talking about, but they might not feel confident enough to really be able to answer them. So the resources we have with Takeout and with Teaching Catholic Kids is really all about giving parents some confidence and some information, a place to go for them to find the answers to stuff that they might not know.
And can you talk about some of those resources, some of the articles and the things that you have on the website?
Sure. So in the printed piece in Takeout, which is published 10 times a year, we follow the liturgical season, and so we have articles that relate to that. We also have a calendar at the beginning that talks about the feast days and any special days that month. So that's a great way to celebrate the faith at home, reminding kids of feast days or holy days. We also have, one of my favorite parts of the magazine is the Diary of a Catholic Mom or Confession of a Catholic Dad. And we have real-life Catholic parents living the faith, trying their best. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed, and it's just a great way to connect and know that there's other parents out there. They're trying to do this thing just like you are, and we're all in this together, and it's just a great little encouragement for parents. Another great part to the magazine is something we just started is the kids' question on the back page. And so it's designed with kids in mind, and we hope that the way that it's written, kids will be able to identify with it. So in October, for instance, we have, why do we pray to Mary? So it's just a simple question. Once again, something that parents, they might not have the words to explain it. So it's kind of written for kids, and it's bright and colorful, so hopefully they'll sit down with you for 5 minutes while you read through it, and then they can go back to bouncing off the walls.
Right, so it's mostly a resource for the parents, but you're saying you've got a page in there for the kids?
Exactly, yeah. So, we just want to have a little bit of something for everybody, and if we can get the kids involved, why not? Sure.
What are some of the other questions that you have from kids?
Well, some of the other ones we've approached so far, why do we have to go to church, which I know is a popular one with my children. Who can be a saint? And in December coming up, we have what is Advent? Just a little primer on Advent and waiting and, preparing for the birth of Christ.
And then what are some of the resources that you have on the website?
So online, it's even more. So we have a lot of information on saints. We have a lot of stuff for parents, faithful parenting. What do you do when your kid is stressed out from school? How do you incorporate your faith angle into that? Really, we just have so much stuff on there. If you're looking for something, I encourage people to go and search the website. This month we have a lot of posts about the Rosary. So if you're struggling with trying to figure out how to get started with that, teachingcatholickids.com, search Rosary, and there'll be a lot of information out there to help you.
Do you have tips and tricks on how to actually pray the Rosary with your kids?
Yeah, definitely. Another neat feature we have on the site is 5 for Friday. And what we're doing is we're curating some links from some other sites. So, we're not the only great Catholic site out there. So we have a list of 5 things that caught our eye this week, and we have a couple of those on the rosary and some ideas from other parents on how they get their kids to sit and pray.
We're talking with Lindsey Riesen from Our Sunday Visitor and teachingcatholickids.com. Also, the Takeout magazine. A lot of stuff going on here, which really, Our Sunday Visitor in general has, I feel like, hands go in a lot of directions. So what do you see as the goal of teachingcatholickids.com?
I think the goal really is just to provide parents a place to go. It'd be my hope that we could be the place for them to go. And if they have a question that they don't know, we're not going to be heavy on the theology. We're going to be faithful to the church, but we're not going to present the information in a way that's unapproachable. So I think this is for the everyday Catholic that just needs a little help. So it would be my hope that this can be the place for people to go, find what they need, and really walk away with something they can share with their kids.
And Andrew was telling me about the weekly newsletter. I just signed up for it today, but what goes on with the weekly newsletter?
Sure. So every Wednesday, we're going to send out 1 or 2 links to a story on our site that relates to maybe something going on that week or a feast day or something for the month. And it's just a quick hit in your email, so you don't have to go searching for it. And it's a great way just to have it's delivered right there to you so you can read it real quick, glean what you want from it, pass on to your kids what you want. And then we also have some free downloads that we have every month. So you'll get a calendar download that you can print out. This month we did a rosary poster, so you could print that out, put it on your fridge, or have it to actually pray the rosary. It has a list of the mysteries. So just some resources that we know parents are busy, we know they're overwhelmed, so we're just giving them a couple things that they can take with them, and hopefully that's all that they need. And if not, then they can come to Teaching Catholic Kids for more.
Now, we've been talking about using this for teaching kids in the home, but what about your CCD teachers, school teachers in the Catholic schools? Is this also a good resource for them?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I know that a lot of people that subscribe to our email for teachingcatholickids.com are catechists, or they're involved in the parish somehow and they like to share this site with their parents. So I think it's definitely for everyone. I know that we really are trying to aim for people in the home because we want to foster that faith environment in the home and not just something that happens at church and then you forget about it the rest of the week. But definitely, it can definitely work for catechists as well.
Well, yeah, I think to encourage parents and to remind parents, to send a link home for, like, if I got that from my kid's teacher and be like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. This is something I can work on at home. And so if we can encourage each other and send it to friends and send it to your students' parents or whatever, that's a great way to remind people of what our primary goal is as parents.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you on that.
All right. Well, can you tell people how to get a subscription to the Takeout magazine and how to get signed up for the newsletter?
Sure. Everything you need is just on teachingcatholickids.com. There's a email sign-up button right there at the top. And then if you are interested in subscribing to the magazine, which we hope that you are, there's a link at the top in the menu called Takeout, and just click there and you'll see our options for subscriptions.
And you've got the physical copy that you could get, obviously a magazine that comes in the mail, also digital copy if you just want the information.
Digital copy.
How does that come? Is it just a PDF that would be emailed to you, or what's the format for that?
Yeah, it's you get an email notice, and then you get a link. You click on it, and you get like a flip book style. So it's not a PDF, but you view it in your browser.
Oh, it's a very inexpensive option for people as well. But then also you have bulk options, which is a great idea. So are you getting like schools and parishes to get these in large quantities and handing them out?
Yeah, exactly. So parishes, they've got so many kids in their religious ed program. They want to give them something for September, so they'll buy a bulk order, which is a great way, again, to send it home with your kids, and the parents will see it and say, oh yeah, we can do this here too.
Well, with the bulk option and also the digital version, I think it's like $5 for the whole years of 10 issues. So a great deal for a resource that's going to help you to raise your kids in the faith. So I think this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, for $5. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, the website is teachingcatholickids.com. Appreciate you, Lindsey, for joining us today and sharing it with us.
Oh, thanks, Kyle. Thanks for having me.